if I told you that you could go 120 miles per hour in 1905, riding atop a screaming steam-powered car? Now, what if I told you that car was made by a sewing machine company? Back in 1898, Thomas White, the owner of White Sewing Machine Company, joined the growing number of motorists after buying a Locomobile steam car. And yes, before you ask, I'm talking about these guys. Shortly after getting the car, Thomas realized that the car's boiler had the reliability of a chocolate teapot. Seeing this poor display of machinery, his son Roland set out to design a better one. And that's like your dad buying a brand new car, realizing it's junk, and saying, "Hey, Dad, I got this. Hold my beer." And 2 years later, Roland White patented his improved boiler, which utilized superheated steam and even had temperature control, which at the time was quite revolutionary. Despite his success, Roland then kind of failed to get the ball rolling, as he attempted to sell the design back to Locomobile. I guess they didn't really trust the guy whose experience was pedal-powered sewing machines. Following his rejection, he finally managed to convince his dad to let him build cars in the back corner of the shop. And that's how the White Sewing Machine Company started stitching together their first cars. I'm not sorry for how seamlessly these puns are coming out. I mean, really, blame Thomas. He named his son Roland. 5 years later, in 1905, Roland unveiled his first race car, the fans dubbed Whistlin Billy, and quickly set a world record for a 1-mile lap at the Morris Park Racecourse, averaging a speed of about 74 miles per hour. Keep in mind, all of this was happening at a time when the most common mode of transportation was the horse and buggy, where a speed of 12 miles per hour was exceptional. And the fastest production car at the time had a top speed of 73 miles per hour. The scarce records available claim the original Whistlin Billy had a theoretical top speed of about 100 miles per hour, because that is such a reasonable speed for the time. But after an unscheduled trip to the bottom of a pond, the car was rebuilt using newer generation parts and was later recorded hitting a speed of 120 miles per hour, a speed that some modern cars even struggle to achieve. Heck, my first car only made it to 110 miles per hour. That was almost 90 years newer. And I'm not entirely sure you could have paid me to do those kinds of speeds on the tires that were available in the early 1900s, not to mention the open cab and lack of seat belts. But after a lengthy racing career, Whistlin Billy was sold off to a White Motor Company car dealer in Portland, Oregon, where it was raced locally by the dealer's brother. The car came to a fiery end when it veered off track, throwing the driver before careening over a hill, colliding with a power pole, and cracking the boiler. The driver walked away from the crash, but Whistlin Billy sustained catastrophic damage. And that's where the story of a race car made by a sewing machine company comes to a close. The steam engine was reportedly repaired and used in a boat, but the original body of the car was lost to time. Thanks all for watching. Let me know down in the comments if there's any other stories you'd like me to cover. And if you liked the video, go ahead and click that like button, drop a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.